Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Playbook Podcast. We have a lot to discuss today. So I got no funny intro. I got nothing. Just right in because the only funny thing about this episode was the Chiefs three-peats. To another episode of the Playbook Podcast. We have a lot to discuss today. So I got no funny intro. I got nothing. We're just going to hop right in because the only funny thing about this episode was the Chiefs three-peats hopes. That was the only funny thing. So, guys, unless you live under a rock, you know what happened yesterday. And no, I'm not talking about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. Talking about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl happened yesterday, of course. Eagles-Chiefs rematch from Super Bowl 57. Nobody expected what happened yesterday. Nobody anticipated what we saw. I was texting Jaden. I was texting Trey a little bit during the game, and he was constantly just flabbergasted what he was seeing. I was too. So let's just break it down for you guys. The Eagles win 40-22. And now that score is not nearly as far apart as the game actually was. If you watch the game, you will know that the Eagles were up 34-0 by the time the Chiefs scored a single point. So they go up 34-0. The Chiefs get a touchdown in the third quarter. They fail the 2-point conversion. It's 34-6. This game was not close. The Chiefs scored 16 in the fourth against backups. It didn't matter. But Patrick Mahomes, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He padded his stats extremely well. He did have a fumble as well. So 3 total turnovers. He had a pick 6 to Cooper DeJean. And I heard this, and this is ridiculous. At the point of that pick 6, Mahomes threw more yards to Cooper DeJean than he did to his own receivers. It was a 48-yard pick 6, and at that point, Mahomes had 33 yards to receivers. This was something I don't think anyone anticipated. I didn't. I know the guys didn't. They both picked the Chiefs to win. I picked neither team to win because it's like the worst case scenario for me, but there obviously had to be a winner, and it was the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. He added another 72 yards on the ground and a touchdown with the tush push.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start from the top. We have a lot of questions. We're going to start with the top. I think the first question we need to ask, because this player is been under scrutiny. I've scrutinized him. Trey scrutinized him. Jaden has. The national media of sports has scrutinized this guy. Jalen Hurts answered the call, joining an elite club of quarterbacks of people who've beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That's now 3 names.
Yep.
Tom Brady, the literal GOAT, Joe Burrow, and now Jalen Hurts. And that's the end of the list. He's in very, very rare air. So did Jalen Hurts, do you guys think, Trey, I'll start with you. And this is a lot, so you can go ahead and unpack it because there's a lot to this question. Did Jalen Hurts prove to us last night that he is an elite quarterback and a top of the rankings and should be respected, or with the guys like Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes? Is he top 5?
I think he is. I know it's kind of a crazy thing to say, but this guy's won everywhere he's been. You know, he won at Alabama and Oklahoma. And then even his first rookie year, he took him to the playoffs. I mean, he lost to Tom Brady, the GOAT, him and Gronk on that team, and and he was a rookie too, a rookie guy. You know, but since he's been in the NFL, okay, this guy has won. He's been in the playoffs 2 out of 4 times in his career. This guy's a winner. And for those out there that think he ain't a winner, you don't know football. You know, I will admit, Last season, guys, he had a freaking meltdown. The last game in 2023, 2024 season, he had a literal meltdown. He had
Yeah,
a meltdown.
absolutely. Yeah,
They
last year.
lost 6 games in a row that year, including the playoffs against Baker Mayfield.
Hmm.
This season, yes, it was shaky. People were questioning his arm talent. I certainly was a couple weeks ago. But here's the deal between Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, though. Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes, and he won a championship. Joe Burrow didn't win a championship at all.
Yep.
He had 0 rings. Josh Allen, 0 rings. Lamar Jackson, 0 rings. Jalen Hurts has won. He won. On top of that, he won Super Bowl MVP. And and me and Jaden, we weren't here, but I asked Nick. I put on the dog saying, what would a Super Bowl mean most to Hurts, Sirianni, and Saquon? I said Saquon. He said Hurts. I'm gonna debunk that statement. I agree with Nick now. It's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it after watching the game yesterday, watching him speak on a press conference, watching him on the stage last night. It proved a lot about what Jalen Hurts can be as a quarterback. Yes, he was banged up a lot. This guy had 2 games on the line against the Commanders against the Chiefs. And what did he do? He won. And people not only that, guys. 2 years ago, I heard people say all the time on TV and media, he actually outplayed Patrick Mahomes in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
They say that if he didn't get hurt that season, he would have won MVP over Mahomes that year in 2022. People say that. I mean, it's that year's over though, but this is new in the daytime. But he proved he can win in a big moment. He's won everywhere he went, and props to him. Congrats to Jalen Hurts. That guy balled out. I was shocked by the outcome of the game. He didn't make any turn. He made one turnover, but after that, he shook it up. He's like, you know what, I want to win, and he when he didn't find anybody open, he ran with the ball. So, I think he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's better than I don't know where to I don't know where to put him in top 5, but
It's hard.
It's hard. But I will say this
Mhm.
though: the one thing people can say, Josh Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, they won a chip with against beating Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jaden, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think, we kind of, when we were talking about, the Chiefs versus the Eagles, at least me and Trey, when we were talking about it last week, we, obviously wanted the Chiefs to win. We thought they were going to win, but, Jalen Hurts, he has played, he had a couple hiccups, but he played very consistently all season long.
Mm-hmm.
He, I mean, Jalen Hurts is, in my opinion as well, I think he's also a top 5 quarterback. This game, I think, just proved it more than anything, or just solidified it a little more, just because, he had everything, going against him. He had everybody going against him. I'm sure that Chiefs crowd was tough to play against. And, he stuck through it all, and he just kept his head in the game, and, he showed that, he was there to play and that he wasn't going to let anybody stop him. Their entire team played well, but, yeah, Jalen Hurts definitely a top 5 quarterback, absolutely.
Yeah. I have said things, I've said that I don't think he's as good as people think. He proved me wrong. I was dead wrong about him. He's done nothing but win. Like Trey said, he won a national championship at Alabama, and now he's won a Super Bowl in the middle of the Chiefs dynasty. He's one of, like I said, keep saying, because this is just so crazy to me, one of 3 people to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. Mahomes has not lost to anyone not named Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and now Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. And guys, Joe Burrow is still riding the highs of beating Mahomes in an AFC title game a couple of years ago. He's still, people give him the benefit of the doubt more than even Josh Allen or Lamar because of that game.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts just did this on the biggest stage, the Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP. He played extremely well. He was the Chiefs very, very clearly and very obviously, their goal was to stop Saquon. They stacked the box. They had 8 guys in the box. They were going to stop Saquon, and they kind of did.
Yeah.
Saquon really didn't get going. He didn't have a great game. And what did that leave? That left, they said, Jalen Hurts, you beat us. You beat us, Jalen, and he beat them. He was doing the Mahomes thing where I feel like every time he ran, it was devastating. It was a big pickup on third down or a big pickup to keep the drive going. And that's just what he proved to me last night, was that he can duel with the best of the best and win. So I think that means you're top 5. And I think doing a top 5 now is very hard, because I think a lot of people are going to say he's the second best quarterback in the NFL.
I respect that.
Because right now I feel like you have to do a lot to overtake Mahomes, because he's won multiple regular season MVPs and he's won, he has the 3 titles. So
and he has 5,000 yards too.
Yeah, so he has, that's going to be hard. So even though he lost this game and didn't play well, we're going to talk about Mahomes later, because that was something. But there's going to be people saying that he's better than Josh Allen and Lamar, and I can't look them in the eyes and say, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, I can't
because they're going to say, well, my guy beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Your guy lost to him this year and then the year prior in Lamar Jackson. It's just like, well, you're kind of right. And I can sit here and say, well, the Eagles are loaded. The Eagles have this. The Eagles have Saquon. They have the best O-line. They have a great defense. That's not Jalen Hurts' fault. He's playing on a team that's loaded, and he won the Super Bowl. He did what he was supposed to do. This is what Brock Purdy was supposed to do last year, was win on a loaded team.
All right.
And he proved that and it's not like the Chiefs are some bums. This was a loaded Chiefs team. And Chiefs fans will have all sorts of stuff to say, but the one thing you can say is that Chiefs team was good, loaded. All pros everywhere, Pro Bowlers everywhere. And they lost. And it wasn't even close. And the Eagles looked more prepared. They looked nastier. They looked angrier. They looked like they were out to prove something. And they came with an intensity that the Chiefs did not match. And I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs have always been nasty, like very, very like mean in the trenches, their O-line, their D-line, and the Eagles kind of bullied them. And I didn't know that was possible. But I think you can comfortably say Jalen Hurts is at worst a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And there's no way to dispute that, because his 2 best games of his career have come in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Super Bowl 57 2 years ago, he goes for 304 yards, a touchdown, and then he also runs in for 3. Tush push, yeah, I get it. I know. So it's hard to really count those, because it's so crazy. That play is so crazy, but still 4 total touchdowns. He added 70 yards on the ground in that game. And then this Super Bowl, he goes for 221 yards on 77% completion. The only mistake he made was the pick, and it didn't even matter because his defense didn't give up anything, right? And then he added another 70 on the ground, and it's just like, man, with another touchdown, he had a tush push in there as well, so 3 total touchdowns. His best games come in the Super Bowl against the team that everybody says is the best team of the generation, and he stops the 3-peat. And this reminded me of a lot of the Giants versus that perfect Patriots team. That Giants team just looked nasty. They looked better. They looked ready to go. By the way, guys, if you can tune into ESPN, Luca's playing right now. They just started, so you got to watch that, guys. Okay, I'll try to focus as much as I can, but just keep your eye on that. No, it's insane. I didn't expect this, but I'll move on to our other question here because we got a lot to cover about the Super Bowl. So the Eagles pass rush, 6 sacks before they blitzed. They blitzed late in the third quarter. No blitzes all game. They got 6 sacks on a 4-man rush. So who is to blame here? Is it the Chiefs? Do we blame the Chiefs O-line? Is it like were the Eagles more prepared? And the other part of that question, do you guys think the Eagles proved what I've been saying for all year, that the Chiefs just have been lucky all year?
Yeah. I think that's crazy how I never seen a game without a blitz in my life. As far as if I'm concerned about not blitzing the quarterback or the team overall. Even when they're running, people blitz. So even on on a situation in a clutch situation on defense, you have to blitz a lot. So I blame 2 people. I should blame 3. I blame Mahomes. I blame Andy Reid. And I blame that O-line. They weren't ready. They didn't look ready. I don't know if they thought the luck. I don't know. I don't know if they thought the luck.
Man.
And just think, okay, you know what? The rest can help me out. Maybe Taylor Swift can help us out because she was the NFL scripted. I mean, people, and top of that, maybe it was just all luck this whole year. You know, I mean, Nick said that the black magic's all around Kansas City. Well, whoever got the black magic ended it. You know, I tell you what, Jalen Carter was a beast last night. He was a beast.
Dude,
And
he
then,
was, man.
I mean, that guy might be the second coming of Aaron Donald. Like, really. That guy's really insane. And I think it was a little bit of luck all year. You know, you look at the block against Denver this season. That was, I don't know. Look at the goal banging off into the field goal against the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Look, the only thing that you don't think can make that ain't luck is probably the Ravens. But other than that, I kind of knew deep down last night, like, man, I don't know if they were going to, I don't know. I had a little doubt in the game, but this game reminds me a lot, really, of the Seahawks versus the Broncos when they beat the crap out of Peyton Manning and that different team. And by the way, that year, Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdowns that year and 10 interceptions, and they still got their breaks beat up by the Seahawks. I blame Mahomes because Mahomes is supposed to be a leader. If that was Tom Brady, dude, he'll be all over that O-line. He'll be all over that O-line.
Yeah.
If that was Bill Belichick, oh my goodness, all heck will go loose in that locker room at half.
Yeah.
Like, really, or even on the sideline too, you know. But I blame Patrick Mahomes for this. I blame Andy Reid. Andy Reid didn't look ready at all. I blame Travis Kelce too. So yeah, and
There's plenty of blame to go around, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's might have been all luck all year.
Yep. Jaden?
Okay, so a couple things. I think it's a mixture of the Eagles being really good and the Chiefs O-line being really bad. I mean, we've talked about the Chiefs O-line being bad. I mean, the fact that they didn't have to blitz to get a sack, I mean, they literally, my thought is, with how far up they were and how many sacks they had already gotten, like, as they were getting sacks, if I'm them, I'm like, why blitz?
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to.
There's no need.
I mean, the Chiefs really need to take a look at their O-line and, you know, figure out what's going on as well, because, I mean, not protecting your quarterback and allowing 6 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, yes, a defense can be good, but you can prevent 6 sacks.
Yeah.
I understand a couple, but 6 sacks just means you're not trying.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
especially in the Super Bowl, you can't allow 6 sacks and expect to win.
Yeah.
Um, and we also talked about the Chiefs having good luck all year. And because the thing is Mahomes probably had one of the worst seasons that we've seen him have.
Dude, it was awful, man.
Probably the worst,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
0.6 touchdowns and they get it done.
And they almost went undefeated for the entire regular
Mhm.
season.
Yep.
That's wild to me, man.
Like, there's been like previous seasons where, it was Mahomes was the only reason that they won. And you look at it now this season, and it's like, how did they even win one game
Yeah.
with how bad he played?
Hmm.
And people could go and talk about the Chiefs. All the people who say the Chiefs never do anything wrong and they're just the best, and those people are saying, oh, it's just one game. You can't count that away from him. It's the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You can't have a bad game in the Super Bowl. There's no excuse. This is the game where everything matters and everything counts. And all these games you played the entire season, regardless if they were good or bad, you got to throw that all away and you got to play your best that you've ever played. And the Chiefs did not come to do that, especially Patrick Mahomes. So I think the blame goes to, the blame goes to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
There is no one person. They collectively all did not come to play on one of the most important games, or not one of the most important game of the entire season. So, it's disappointing because we know the Chiefs to be really good, and this made them look like really bad. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
Jenny mentioned something about the online. You know why Tom Brady's teams was so great? Took a pay cut.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that Mahomes is literally having to dodge literally everybody in the pot, like trying to stay in the pocket, was insane. He was dodging like almost every play. He was not protected in the pocket at all.
Yeah. It was rough. So I mean, there was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 QB hits. So Mahomes got hit 11 times, sacked 6 of them. So I guess my answer to that is the Chiefs are definitely to blame, but I wanna hone in because we got putting the blame on Mahomes O-line. I get that, but I'm gonna put a lot of the blame on Andy Reid, and
Yeah.
because of that is when you see that your O-line is and guys, here's the problem. The Chiefs left guard Joe Tooney, all pro, he had to move to left tackle. He moved to left tackle because their left tackle was horrible. So he had to move to left tackle. So they have an all pro left tackle, an all pro center in Creed Humphrey. And like, that's not the worst O-line. We've talked about some issues. They have some issues at guard and at right tackle, but they have a strong core and their left tackle and their center. When you see your guys getting blitzed, well, not even blitzed, getting pressured that much with 4 guys, you can create plays to get the ball out of Mahomes' hands fast.
Right.
Fast. And that's what they did. And it's mind-boggling to me. If you go back and watch the Bills game, they were running quick RPOs, letting Mahomes quickly choose, hand the ball off or quick throw. Hand the ball off or quick throw. They were attacking the middle of the field with quick slants. They were throwing screens. Anything to get your guys going. It was too much. It was too much having to like long routes and having to let Mahomes go through his progressions, you don't have time. Set a screen, throw a quick slant, anything to get the ball out quickly. And we're going to talk about Tom Brady in a little bit, but that's what he did a lot very well when he didn't have a great O-line and he was going up against a great pass rush.
Yeah.
Quick, fast, accurate throws. And we know Mahomes is capable of that because he did it to the Bills 2 weeks ago. So it's just, I'm putting the majority of the blame on Andy Reid. There's a lot of blame to go around, and I'm like Jaden. I think we should just blame the Chiefs. But if there's a sole blame, I'm going to lay it at the feet of Andy Reid, and that's not me saying I think Mahomes gets a pass because I think he played horribly. And we're going to talk about that later. But my main blame is him. Set your guys up for success.
Right.
Get Mahomes some quick options. Try to establish the run game early instead of showing that we can throw on your vaunted secondary. Quick, accurate throws that Mahomes is capable of. I want that ball out in 2 seconds. Not to where Mahomes has to look and look and look. There's no possible way that you should be allowing Mahomes to get pressure that much on 4 guys. And I think maybe there was a lot of quick throws called and Mahomes just took too long. There's plenty of blame to go around. I blame everybody. I do, but my majority is Andy Reid. And also the Eagles just look nastier. Like I said earlier, they just look, man. Crazy. But so we're going to move on to some more specifics here, talking about individuals. The first one on the docket, of course, is Mahomes. Did this Super Bowl loss put Mahomes' GOAT debate in jeopardy?
Okay, I got a lot to say about this. So, it surely does. You know, Nick brought something up, Jaden. I kind of see where you're coming from, but I kind of agree with Nick more because I saw Tom Brady go against the Legion of Boom. #1 defense that year in the regular season that year with Marshawn Lynch as a running back. And I don't care what the play call my Pete Carroll did. It happened. So what? By the way, that prior to stops to that, they stopped Marshawn Lynch 3 times that prior to that down. So that's why he took another approach on that play in 2014 Super Bowl. But it surely does give him in jeopardy. I'm gonna give some stats real quick. Tom Brady this is Tom Brady versus Mahomes stats. I sent this to Nick last night. And Tom Brady's Super Bowl realm. Tom Brady's played more games than him. Of course, he's 23 years. More wins. And then more touchdowns in the regular season. 3 Super Bowl wins, MVPs. 5 Super Bowl wins. 7 Super Bowl wins compared to Mahomes' 3. I saw a stat too that this is Mahomes' 5th Super Bowl, right? Mahomes has thrown 5 interceptions, including the pick 6 in those 5 Super Bowl realms. And Tom Brady's 10 Super Bowl appearances, he's only thrown 6, including the pick 6, which he won, by the way, that game in 20s against Atlanta Falcons. And
Mahomes has actually thrown 7 Super Bowl interceptions.
Yeah.
To Brady's 6 and double the games, but yeah.
And here's the deal. I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. In my opinion, still a top 2 quarterback of all time. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta think about that really clearly, but he ain't Tom Brady. I think it was kind of too early for him to compare to Tom Brady. I get it. He's the only quarterback to go back to back Super Bowls, and the start of his career was so amazing that probably a lot of pressure on the guy, and I think he's a long years of waiting. Tom Brady never got beaten this bad in his 3 Super Bowl losses. Never has. Yep. Even a perfect season win, he got beat by 3 points. Patrick Mahomes got beaten twice by 40 points. In the first quarter, his QBR rating was a 1. A freaking 1. Nick, how old is your Nick's just got a new nephew. I don't know when his birthday is, but he's almost 1 year old basically. He turns 1 this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane to me how bad this guy was. And he was sitting on the online, looking his head down, wasn't on his guys. Tom Brady, motivator guys, he's a tyrant, man. Tom Brady wanted to win. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes has better talent than this guy. And you know what happened? Tom Brady still had the work ethic and the drive to win no matter what. He would not let this team go down by 28-3, and look what happened. 28-3 comeback. He won that game, and against that defense in Atlanta was crazy good too. This was embarrassing to Mahomes' legacy. This actually elevates Tom Brady more than anything. After this loss, Patrick Mahomes blew it. If he would have repeated and won another time and then win next year, the goal debate would have been over. But now for him to win, for me, you may think this is crazy. This is double standard. I'm gonna say how it is. Patrick Mahomes needs to win 8 rings to become the GOAT. He needs to win more MVPs. 29 touchdowns in the season is not gonna do it for me. Tom Brady, I don't think Tom Brady ever had that least touchdowns except for his last year in Tampa Bay. Other than that, he still proved he can win. Even his last year as a 43-year-old guy, he was still wanting to win no matter what. He didn't give up on his team. There was one game against the Rams in that season where he went on a 20. They were down by 20 points in that game. He came back and threw 3 touchdowns that game in the fourth quarter. So
Yeah.
I blame this on Mahomes. Tom Brady has the greatest mind ever. He would have pickpocketed that defense like crazy. He would have said Bill Belichick. He said it. He said it on podcasts, even on his documentary. He kind of disregards what Belichick and McDaniels does. If you see something that's wrong with the defense, he tore him up. He would have this guy Tom Brady would have won this game yesterday if he was playing in his prime. And this elevates Mahomes. Really elevates Brady's legacy more than anything.
Yeah.
And the
Jaden, what you think?
goal debate is over as of right now.
Yeah. Kind of more of the same, but you know, kind of bouncing off what Trey was saying. The difference between Tom Brady and Mahomes on the sidelines. Mahomes is out there motivating his team, and a team's only as good as their leader, and
Yeah.
you know if your leader is sitting there on the sidelines moping and not motivating your team, then why would that give you more why would that make you want to play harder if the person who's leading this is not there to push you, and to even if you're playing bad, even if coaches are making the wrong calls, even if refs are making the wrong calls, it doesn't matter. You still have to
Right.
go out there and win. And you need someone to really help you push through that, because it sucks to lose, and
Yeah.
that feeling of being down like that, it's hard to shake out of that and try and come back and win. But if the person who's leading you is doing that, it doesn't give you any hope. And you know, for Mahomes, I just I don't know. I think I'm not saying that him motivating his team would have made them win. I don't think it would have hurt them.
Yeah.
But um but I think his GOAT debate's definitely in jeopardy. I think that
I think it's over.
um especially after this season. I didn't see anything great from Mahomes this season.
Yeah.
Everything was subpar the entire season.
Yeah.
And I never saw a game where I was like, "Wow, that was insane."
Yeah. Same.
Um the only thing I saw from the Chiefs this year was there's no way they should have won that. And you know, Mahomes still has time, but he can't keep playing like this. He if I see this out of him again next season, regardless if they make it to the Super Bowl again, I mean,
Man.
it's time to really just start to turn away from him as the GOAT. I agree. As of right now, it's leaning heavily towards Tom Brady. But Mahomes still is a great quarterback. He's a great player. He still has a lot of potential to grow. So I think that it's just something he needs to shake out of and turn it around next season for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean his GOAT debate's absolutely in jeopardy. I know a lot of people still say he's the best we've ever seen in terms of his talent, and that's probably still true.
Yeah.
I don't think him losing means he's less talented, but I just want to go with some numbers here. So this is his career. So he gets his first start in 2018. He goes for 50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. We all know the 5,000-yard season. He goes his next year. He only plays 14 games. So he has 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Comes back in 2020, 38 touchdowns, almost 5,000 yards in 15 games. So because they were, they were able to sit out multiple weeks. 2021, another close to 5,000 yards, 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. 2022, we know he won MVP that year, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And then a drastic drop-off. 2023, 16 games played, 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. His QBR went from an 80 the year prior down to 63 in 2023. And then in 2024, 3,900 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and another 67 QBR. Does he just not practice as much as he used to? I know when you're at the top that long, it can be hard to find motivation. All I heard from this nasty Chiefs fans, and they just really turned me against the team because I had nothing wrong with them till the last couple of years, where it just seems like they were just the Chiefs fans they're just practicing. They're practicing in the regular season. Well, I think it's time for Mahomes to stop practicing in the regular season and playing each game like they matter.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens when you practice and don't take anything seriously until the AFC title game. The Eagles whoop your tail in the biggest game on the biggest stage. Mahomes' numbers have gone down. He hasn't looked the same. He doesn't look as good. He hasn't looked great in a long stretch since 2022. Because even last year, I don't think he played great in a lot of games when they won. I know he had 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl last year, but he had 180 yards. When was the last time Mahomes just went for 404? Like, it's been forever.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, and it's not a weapons thing. They got him Xavier Worthy. They got him Hollywood Brown. They got him D-Hop. Kelsey's still there. Kareem Hunt, like, he has weapons.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, he was throwing to his number one receiver is Juju Smith-Schuster, and he was going for 41 touchdowns. I don't know if it's a coaching difference. Maybe Eric Bieniemy is actually more important than we thought. Maybe Mahomes doesn't practice as much as he used to or like he should. And that's one thing. Somehow I'm going to bring LeBron into this. Just hear me out, okay? I know I bring him up all the time, and everyone, and not everyone, but a couple of people in particular don't like LeBron that much. But you just listen, okay? Because I could say the same thing about Michael Jordan. I'm just using LeBron. There's a video of LeBron practicing in the Lakers arena on game day at 9 a.m. in the arena. Nobody's there but him and 3 people passing him the ball. He's 40, has nothing left to prove, is the GOAT, and he's in there practicing, getting ready before anyone else. Tom Brady did the same thing. Michael Jordan, Kobe. You can add greats. I'm not saying Mahomes doesn't do that, but maybe I want to see a video of Mahomes in the arena at 7 a.m. before anyone gets there. I want to see it. I want to see him practicing more, and maybe this loss will propel him into turning into the GOAT. Right? Maybe it will, because he loses to Tom Brady, then he wins 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. Maybe it'll propel him. Maybe it will help him. I don't really know. Maybe it'll be the end of him. I don't know. All I know is he has to take this more seriously. And Chiefs fans, your team has to start playing for real in the regular season. Because all that fun stuff, ring around the rosies, behind the back passes, throw it all in the closet and let's play some freaking football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go play some actual football. Go throw the ball. Go, like, do your thing. Don't win by 7. Start blowing guys out. Take this personal, right? Take this loss personal. Next year, go for the biggest point differential. Win by 21 points a game next year. Literally. Do it. If I'm Andy Reid, I don't know if they have the motivation they need in the locker room to do this, but if I'm Andy Reid, I'm saying, guys, we got to take this personal. It's time to assert our dominance in the NFL.
All right.
Let's win by 20. Let's blow them out. Let's be able to rest everybody in week 15 because we've won 15 games all by 10 plus points. When was the last time the Chiefs blew somebody out by 20?
Man, it's been a minute.
Guess when the last time the Eagles blew somebody out before the Super Bowl? The NFC title game when they blew out the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. That's what I want to see from them. And I think they should take this personally. I really do.
Yeah. And not only that, I think Mahomes is a great guy, but I don't know, man. Like, parties to get off the golf course and go play some football, man. Like, take it personal, man. He needs to stop playing golf with these events and Capital One match coming up, or the ACC golf tournament with all celebrities come in. But dude, you need to get together, man. If you want to be the GOAT, go after it, man. I will say this about the Super Bowl last night. This was worse than LeBron's meltdown 2011 in my book, because in 2011 LeBron didn't win. He had 0 rings still. This guy had a chance to do something that nobody's ever done in the Super Bowl era. I'm not gonna count the Packers in the 60s because no one cares about that era no more. I don't care about that era.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. This guy could have three-peated, probably cemented. Maybe a next Super Bowl can say, you know what, Mahomes is the GOAT. That ain't happening. That ain't gonna happen for me for a long time. If you go back and watch some passes this year in Mahomes, I freaking Tony Romo was so stupid for saying, like, oh, he just dropped the ball. Right? What a great pass from Mahomes, man. He saw that stuff. Like, Tony Romo stopped that. You see freaking Chris Collinsworth, the Glazer, saying, oh, look, what a great day. I don't know. I can't do his voice because it's so dumb. He says, oh, man, what a great play from Mahomes, man. What a great play. Dude, he literally just threw the ball down and gets away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane to me. It's hilarious to me. My dad always says this to me: learn from the bad more than good. Patrick Mahomes, learn from this past season and you're part of that. I don't know if it was quarterback. I'm being for real by saying I think quarterback ruined him. I really do think that Netflix series on the NFL quarterbacks ruined him big time. It ruined him because people saw his workouts. People see how he prepares. He probably got a new trainer, a new quarterback coach. Go back to that, dude. Get something right in your head, bro. Go back to your old coach if you have to. Go get a new quarterback coach. Go hit different workout routine. Go do the TB12 plan. You know why Tom Brady was so great? He didn't do weights. All he had was Alex Guerrero and bands, and he became the GOAT. Literally, he became the GOAT.
Yeah.
I've never seen Tom Brady in my lifetime. I'm not trying to say that because I'm a big Tom Brady fan. I've never seen a year where Tom Brady just looks like I'm having fun out there and then wets the bed he has lost in the Super Bowl, but not like that. He literally wet the bed. The Eagles' own defensive line went on him and spanked him basically like that. Basically, that's what he did. That's what he did. Literally, this guy should never be compared to Tom Brady for a long time. Not for nothing.
Yeah.
If I hear Nick Rice say it, oh my goodness, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call his producers. I'm calling FS1 to fire him. Cause dude, he is not Tom Brady, Nick Wright. I knew it. You're gonna go Nick Wright on his stupid podcast saying that stuff. Colin Cowherd made a good point. Today. The Chiefs don't look good in this regular season, but I don't know how they look. Yeah, I don't know what happened. And I'm Tom Brady basically exposed their defense on his show on Friday. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I have one more thing to add on this, and then we're going to move on. So I'm going to pull up the Super Bowls Tom Brady lost. So two of the three were to the Giants. And then the other one to the Eagles. So let me see here. I'm going to pull up his stats on these because I'm curious. So let's go here. So Super Bowl, this is Super Bowl 42, I believe. Yeah, this is the notorious, held the greatest team ever to 14 points. So Tom Brady, it was a close game. It was 14-17. And Tom Brady threw for 266 yards and a touchdown against a nasty defense. That's not terrible. Yeah. He had a chance to win the game. He wasn't able to do so. And that's just,
that was a flag.
That's just a crazy catch as well. A crazy catch. And then the other one he lost the next time versus the Giants, he goes for 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. They lose by 4. So that's not terrible. And then the Eagles, this one's crazy. So the Eagles win. Tom Brady goes for 505 yards and 3 touchdowns. They lose by 6. I'm sorry, they lose by 8. Tom Brady's never been blown out in the Super Bowl. He's never wet the bed in the Super Bowl. And I agree with Trey on the LeBron's 2011 meltdown's not this bad because at that point, LeBron had not won anything. So he was able to change the narrative by going on and having incredible finals, including the one he lost. He was incredible in the ones he lost, especially in 2015 and 2018. 2015, his whole team died, and then in 2017 and 2018, he was playing against the Avengers that added. Yeah, it's just unlucky. It's unlucky, but still, he never played bad in another finals ever, and he was actually incredible in every finals afterwards, even the ones he lost. So he was able to change the narrative. Mahomes, this is like you played horrible in the middle of your prime. Mm-hmm. This is like if in 2016 LeBron just played horrible versus the Warriors and lost. If that 3-1 ended up being 4-1 and LeBron lost in 5 and played horrible in game 5, that's what this would have been.
Yeah.
Of course, LeBron dropped 40 and won, but we don't have to talk about him because we're going to talk about him in a little bit. So, because we always have to, we got to get him on there at least once or twice or 5 times. But yeah, I'm with you guys on this one. It's definitely in jeopardy. We're 48 minutes into this thing, and we still have 3 Super Bowl topics. So we're going to go through these next 3 because I kind of already talked about one of them a little bit. But did Nick Sirianni prove anything to you guys? Do you guys think he should be considered an elite coach now, or was it just like his team was just more talented? What do you guys think?
No, I disagree with you. I think he became a elite coach. He actually looked like, if he's like, for example, the first 3 drives of the game, they were in Saquon, and then next thing you know, Nick Sirianni saying, you know what, debunk that. They know what we're gonna do. On top of that, he had amazing game planning yesterday. They knew they're going to look at Saquon a lot, not Jalen Hurts. They knew that, and you know what happened? He had a plan B, and he let Jalen Hurts take over the game. So he's a lead coach. When he saw the missed of Saquon getting messed up a lot, he's like, you know what? Jalen Hurts take over the game, and look what happened.
Yeah. Jaden, what you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's an elite coach. I also think that the Eagles are just really good, but um, I think that I think Nick Sirianni made the Eagles really good. Um, I mean, yes, the Eagles they do have a lot of talent, um, but the I just think that he's was able to encourage them and what's the word I'm looking for, guide them and lead them to become better. I think that uh, in him bringing them all the way to the Super Bowl and them winning, I think that helped uh, makes him an elite coach.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I've had my issues with him, but all he's done is, and you can say, oh, the NFC's weaker than the AFC. Yeah, I get it. I get that it is. It won't be for much longer. There's a lot of young talent in the NFC. So
Yeah.
he'll really be able to test his chops as a coach, when Jaden Daniels is in his prime, and now Ben Johnson is with the Bears and the Lions are still there. And Sean McVay's still there. So it's still, there's a chance that the NFC strengthens up. But the only counter argument to know he's not an elite coach is we saw Doug Peterson win a Super Bowl too with the Eagles against the GOAT, Tom Brady. So that's the only counter argument. I'm going to say yes and no. Yes as in I think he is. No as in ask me that same question 5 years from now, because coaches' resumes are different than players because coaches typically can coach for longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see him go up against this young, up and coming, incredible coaching staff that the NFC is being able to build with these teams, except the freaking Cowboys who got Brian Stinkyheimer. But I want to see that. I want to see him win. If he dominates against the Commanders for the rest of his career, if he dominates against, I think it takes a lot to be an elite coach. And I think that you can kind of get carried as a coach sometimes, but at the same time, he did that and his guys looked more prepared than Andy Reid's guys. So I have to give that to him. So yes and no. My answer is yes and no. So, and that brings us to the other side for the Chiefs. Do you guys think, I didn't really think that this was ever a chance, but there was a lot of people who did, including the biggest Chiefs proponent on sports television, Nick Wright, who was already creating the case for this. But do you guys think this Super Bowl loss means Andy Reid can never catch Bill Belichick in the GOAT debate?
Absolutely. I mean, here's the deal. Nick Wright is like, I don't know what the heck the guy's smoking. Big fan of him too, but you know what? I promise you, if I didn't watch the show today because I was at work and all that stuff, and if I go on the show today, if these guys defending the Chiefs, oh my God, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna call FS1 and the producers to fire him. He's never gonna catch Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick had 2 dynasties runs, ran 2 different teams. And by the way, if you saw the score in the first quarter, that was Bill Belichick and Tom. I saw Grunk say this. Grunk is hilarious for this. Gronkowski said on the halftime show yesterday, you know what? Let's just see if he's for real Brady and Belichick deal. Because I saw it happen. I saw Bill Belichick go after my butt in the 20th, and then I was in the locker room when he chewed out everybody in the Falcons. So see what happens.
Yeah,
and then nothing happened. Same thing happened. Same procedures happened. They didn't judge anything up at the halftime. They went out there to do the same crap. They should have run RPO. They didn't do that. Or screen for passes. They didn't do that. Instead, they did the same thing they did in the first half. And when they came to the second team, they scored against people that are probably not going to be there next year. So, because it's like like JV basically of the NFL second team basically, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So he'll never will catch Bill Belichick at all. Bill Belichick would have went off. He would have went off in the first quarter, the first play.
Yeah.
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 Jaden.
I agree. I mean, me personally, I never considered him in the running for the GOAT.
Yeah, same with Nick Wright, the bozo.
I think that, you know, the fact that even after halftime that nothing changed in this game
Proves a lot.
You know, they didn't change a single thing. They just kept playing the same way. You know, in my head, if I'm scored 0 points by halftime, then something's got to change. We have to do something different because
Right.
what we're doing is not working. So that's when you go in the locker room and you tear your team apart and then you build them back up and you figure out what you're gonna do differently. But after they came out of the locker room, it's like they all went in there and took a nap and came back out and played the same.
We thought the refs were going to help
Yeah.
him out. The refs.
Like I saw nothing different. I know I'm only talking about the Super Bowl, and the GOAT debate is more than just this one game, but I mean, but just to see that, especially in such a huge game, to see that nothing changed after halftime, even towards the end of the game, nothing really changed. They just kept playing the same without trying anything different. And you can't do that and win, and the coach is the one making those calls.
Yeah.
And the one calling those plays. And I've just never seen I've never seen that out of Andy Reid, even aside from the Super Bowl. I've never seen him do anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It's hard. I never thought it was a debate. I always thought it was Bill. I thought the quarterback GOAT debate was closer than this coaching one. I thought anyone trying to put Andy Reid in that conversation is crazy. He's a great coach. He's probably going to end up top 5, top 3 ever by the end of his career. But Bill Belichick did something when because the guy, people don't realize this, but the first 3 that Tom Brady won, he wasn't really that guy until kind of the third one. So his first 2, he was a game manager. And what won those Super Bowls was Bill Belichick's defense by stopping the greatest show on turf. And that started the whole dynasty. So people will say, well, what did Bill Belichick do without Tom Brady? Well, without prime Tom Brady, without the Tom Brady we all know and that we all watched dominate everyone for a long time, he won 2 Super Bowls with game manager just kind of making sure he didn't turn the ball over Tom Brady. He won 2 Super Bowls. He stopped the greatest show on turf. And then later on in that Super Bowl versus the Rams, the Sean McVay Wonder Kid super offense held him to 3 points. Tom Brady only scored 13. He didn't really have to do much. So, no, Andy Reid's not the GOAT. Now it's really in jeopardy. And you can't look like your guys just weren't ready to play in a Super Bowl. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that, man.
You can't do that. And I'm just so sick of all they just practice all year long. Well, they need to actually play. I'm not going to rehash that. But yeah, so I never thought that was even close. Like, just go play some football, guys. Like, get angry. Blow somebody out for once in your life, man. They haven't blown anyone out since Tyreek Hill was there.
That's wild, man.
It's just so ridiculous, man. No, they blew a lot of people out in 2022, the year after he left. But, man, it just feels like forever since I've seen them dominate. And it's just the greatest ever, the greats and the greats of the greats of the greats just don't – the greatest teams just don't not blow people out. They just don't. They don't. In any sport, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, if you watch that, all of them. Like the 2017 Warriors blew everybody out. The 2012 and 2013 Heat blew everybody out, right? It was not until the finals that those games were close. The 96 Bulls blew everybody out. I mean, name 88 Celtics, 87 Celtics, whatever year Lakers, the 2000s to 2003 Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, they blew everyone out. The Greatest Show on Turf blew everyone out. The 2007 Patriots, who didn't end up winning, blew everybody out. I just name them all. And that's just, that's a coaching thing. So I know he's not the GOAT, and he won't be, especially not after that horrible performance. So now we're on to our last Super Bowl topic. And I believe that this one's probably the closest. But do you guys think, because I know a lot of people have Travis Kelce as the greatest tight end ever, do you think that this should change? So if you had him as the GOAT before, does this change your thoughts? If you didn't have him as the GOAT before, does this mean he can never be the GOAT? And if you were on the fence, does this change everything for you? What do you guys think about Travis Kelce's GOAT debate now?
So that's what I'll say about this. I don't know if it's Taylor Swift. I don't know if it's distraction off the field. But if you actually go back and watch this on No Heights podcast, he actually explains what he can do on the field. I think him being in the same competition with a same record as Jerry Rice is pretty insane to me. But I've never seen a silent year for Kelce all season. This year alone, he's had 3 touchdowns this year, 823 yards, 97 receptions. Last year, he had 5 touchdowns, 984 yards, and 93 receptions. The year they won Super Bowl against the Eagles without Tyreek Hill. 12 touchdowns, 1,000-yard receiving yards, 110 receptions, and then it just keeps falling off. I don't know if it's look at like his yards have fallen off big time. Let's look at Gronkowski, for example, because I want to see something real quick about Gronk. This is Gronk's final years in the NFL. Gronkowski in his final years in the NFL, they were all right, but not too good. He had 6 touchdowns, 802 yards, and 55 receptions. Year part of that, 7 touchdowns, 623 yards, 45 touchdowns. And after that, 2019 he retired, came back. Of course, won Super Bowl with Tom Brady. And here's the deal: I think Gronk is the difference between Gronk and Kelce is that Gronk never once let anybody distract him on the field. Not one time. And big game moments, Tom Brady threw the Gronk because nobody can stop the guy. No one can stop him. And on top of that, he used to get when he used to do weights and he used to get hurt a lot. When he did bands with the TB12 plan, he was insanely good. Travis Kelce, otherwise, let every distraction get in the way with Taylor Swift. What he needs to do, quit going to Era Tour with Taylor Swift and freaking go play football like Nick says. You and Mahomes need to go click somewhere and it's like, you know what? Let's figure out what happened. Let's figure it out. What went wrong? Because Tom Brady and Gronk do that every offseason together. And look what happened. Gronk has 4 chips, Brady has 7. So I think part of Jeopardy the rise with the GOAT tight end. I have to think about it a lot now. Before I thought it was Kelce a lot. I first thought it was Kelce. But after watching last night and this season alone, even the year prior to that, I really had to think about it. I have to think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I need to really think about it. Because Gronk never had a meltdown. Literally, Mahomes throws the ball to Kelce. He drops the pass. Like, bro, what are you doing? Are you kidding me, bro? But I don't know. I gotta think about it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think that you know when the Chiefs were, you know, when we saw the Chiefs blowing people out, it was because him and Kelsey were just so in sync,
Right.
and that duo was just unstoppable. Um. And I really don't know what happened. I don't know if it is the distractions or maybe he's just getting older. Or, I don't know, but I've seen a slow decline in Kelsey's play and the way that he plays the game. I mean, especially this year. I mean, he hardly. I mean, he really didn't get targeted that much this season, and even when he did, you still didn't see anything crazy out of him.
No, heck
Um,
no.
I mean, you'd give him the ball and he'd get a couple yards, and that was about it. And versus back when you know a few years ago, you'd give him the ball and he'd get you 10+ yards easy. And you just don't see that from him anymore. Um, so Travis Kelsey has he's had an amazing career. From all the things that you've seen from him. As far as the GOAT debate, I think, as of the last couple of years, it's kind of pushing him out of it,
Yeah.
and taking him away from the opportunity from being called the GOAT. So, I don't know. I'd like to see him turn it around next season. Just don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Yeah, I think this for me, this is very simple. He just looked old.
Yeah.
He looked old to me. I'm gonna do it again. Sorry, not everyone's LeBron. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No one's Tom
But
Brady either, man.
he's my only example for this because him and Brady, but they've warped our minds into thinking that you can be elite at an old age. You can't because there's only two guys that have ever done it. Okay. LeBron James and Tom Brady are the only people that have ever looked elite after the age of 40. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey's not.
Tiger did for a little bit, but he's fell off.
Tiger
Got
did
hurt.
for like 12
Got
seconds, and then he got in a car accident, and then that was kind of where it all went awry for him. But it was like he's not that old. He's pretty old. He's 35. That's football age, specifically in skill positions where you're getting tackled a lot. That's different. Like Brady was able to play for a long time because he was not getting tackled as much as
Oh yeah, I forgot Jerry
skill
Rice
position
too.
guys. Jerry Rice too. Yeah, Jerry Rice also. But there's three guys, two as of late. One that's literally still playing and looks like a top 5 player when he actually is trying his hardest. Just see the triple double in the Garden if you want an example of that. But he's looked old, and I don't think that this really changes anything for me because he just hit the cliff. And Father Time is 1,000,000,005 to 1 or 1,000,000,005 to 2, and it's just when Father Time comes knocking, it's just time. And I don't think that Travis Kelsey is young enough or spry enough to be what he used to be, and he can't get up. And he had a big drop in the first, I think it was the Chiefs' second drive, and it was going to be a first down, and it would have at least started something, and maybe the whole game changes off of one first down, but it didn't happen. He just looked old. I don't know. The tight end GOAT debate I think is close, and I definitely have to think about it. So I'm not gonna sit here and just say I think that this is the clear answer because I don't know. But all I know is that he looked old, and it just sucks. But that's just what happens in sports. So
And not
he
only
looked
that,
old.
with Gronk, Patrick Gronk, for example, Gronk in his final Super Bowl with Tom Brady in 2021, he had 3 touchdowns that game, by the way, against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
and then his last playoff game he had, Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Big moment games. One thing about
Yeah.
Gronk is this: put Gronk against anybody. I take Gronkowski over any defense 1-on-1 in the goal line by far.
Yeah, definitely. But we also have to talk about the longevity. They're the same age, and Gronk's been retired for multiple years now, and Kelsey's still playing. So that definitely plays a role too. But we'll talk about that some other time when I have a chance to actually. We all have a chance to think about it because I don't really know. But I don't think that this was massive against him. I think it's a lot worse for Reed and Mahomes in my
Mahomes, yeah.
opinion. So. But yeah, guys, that is an hour and 10 minutes of straight Super Bowl talk. So we're going to move on a bit to a couple other things as we've already gone really long. We're going to just talk about 2 other sports here, some basketball and some golf. But if you guys know, so the trades, all the trade craziness. So last week after the pod, I get a notification that Mark Williams is going to the Lakers. He's a center from the Hornets, tall, big center, exactly what they need. He fails his physical because the Hornets were hiding an injury, and then the trade gets rescinded. So that all happened since last episode. So my question is, because I know I was talking a little bit with the guys, and Trey in particular was, this would help them a lot. And obviously it would have been a lob threat. He has the tallest standing reach in the NBA, by the way, taller than Wemby's, which is crazy to me. His standing reach is 2 inches taller than Wemby's. But do you think that this hurts the Lakers' championship aspirations this year? Or do you think that a big 3 of Luka, LeBron, and AR are just going to get it done either way?
I think Luka, LeBron, and AR are going to get done either way. Right now, Luka's cooking right now against the Jazz, by the way.
I'm watching it right now.
His first game already cooking, bro.
Yeah.
And he looks more slimmer. Looks happy. Looks like he actually wants to play basketball now because I feel like Dallas was kind of robbing him a little bit. But you know what? I'm glad for that. And doesn't hurt their chances at all. I trust in LeBron, AR, and Luka. I don't know if you saw this, but AR looks bulked up.
He just looks incredible.
It looks like like when I watch him play, he has freaking broad shoulders and you can see his veins popping out of his biceps. Like that guy looks freaking bulked. But yeah, this doesn't hurt the chances at all. I found out that AD dropped 42 on this guy, so maybe
okay, AD's nice too though.
Maybe this would have helped a little bit, but I trust in AR, LeBron, and Luka. And Dalton connect 2 and the 3, and corner to 3, it's over.
Yeah.
I think that, Mark Williams definitely would have, I think that he would have helped. But at the same time, I mean, Dalton Connect has been incredible as a rookie. So, yes, it would have been nice to have someone, as a big. But I think with AR, Luka, and LeBron, I think that they'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I'm 99% sure Jackson Hayes watches this podcast because I've been very critical of him. And I'm not going to lie, the last couple games, he's actually looked pretty good. He's looked good as a lob threat. He doesn't get a ton of rebounds, but like he's contesting shots and catching lobs and catching. He's a good screener and a good roller. If he steps up his game, so it's not just losing Mark Williams. They get Dalton Connect back.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've all just said, like you guys just said, they get Dalton Connect back. And he's going to, when he's done being angry at Rob Pelinka for trading him, he's going to hit some threes and he's going to be a big key of this offense. And he's going to have a lot of wide open looks with Luka and LeBron passing him the ball. And by the way, if you don't think that Luka and LeBron are going to work, you don't know basketball, but that's
we went over that. Okay. All dominant.
We went over that. It's okay.
Come on the pod.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not. This isn't as I was I wasn't devastated. I was devastated for the Lakers when I first heard this, but I thought about it and I was like, Luka's trade didn't get rescinded. He's in the purple and gold right now, and they get connect back, and they still have LeBron and AR. It's like if Jackson Hayes steps up and they as a team, and here's the deal. Here's what you do when you don't have size. And I think JJ Redick, who has been incredible this year, because don't even say his name. I said it a couple days ago, and it kicked me out of the podcast a couple of weeks ago. It literally kicked me out, so I'm not going to say it. When you don't have size, you collectively as a group focus on rebounding. All five guys focus on rebounding. When you do that, you can get boards even if you don't have a big. Because if you box out properly, and this Lakers team has some pieces. Jackson Hayes is tall. It has long arms, so he can at least jump and try to grab the ball. And then LeBron's huge. He can get boards. Luka can get boards. I think Dorian Finney-Smith and Rui Hachimura can, since they're going to have less of a role in the offense because they're not going to handle the ball. Rui was handling the ball a bit, but with Luka now that's kind of gone. Put that energy into grabbing some boards, man. Crash the glass. Just crash the glass as a team, as a collective team. Box out well, you can get rebounds. Mm-hmm. Now, when it's time to guard Jokic, all I'm saying, I saw LeBron James clamp Jokic up in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So if they play the Nuggets and JJ Redick says, "Hey, LeBron, we're going to give the offense to AR and Luka for this series. I want you 95% to focus on guarding Jokic." Maybe he can do it. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people. If you guys know that video of Shannon Sharp, he says when he's like pointing out all the food he has on the table, he's like, "I got collard green, I got yams, I got some turkey." And they say Jokic when he sees Jackson Hayes guarding him. Well, and that's true. And if that's the case, then he's going to get a lot of points. But I think the same goes for Luka and LeBron and AR when they see Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray, and Christian Braun guarding them. Yams, collard greens. Luka's going to get his to LeBron. I get it. Jokic is great. I think he's the best player in the world, but this is different, right? And I think that as a team, and obviously that's just one player. There's a lot of great teams. The Thunder, the Grizzlies. There's a lot of great teams in the West. Don't be so focused on one team. Everyone's so worried. Oh my goodness, Jokic is going to destroy the Lakers now. My God, guys, he destroyed AD ever since the 2020 series and the bubble. He's owned AD since then. So it's not anything new. It's not like he's not going to still get his points. So it's not that big a deal. Just focus on crashing the glass as a team, and I think they'll be fine. So I think they'll be fine. So yeah, right now, guys, the team, the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lucas are playing the Utah Jazz right now. They're up 72-47 at halftime. But I was told that LeBron and Luka couldn't work, so I guess I just don't know basketball.
Who said that?
I don't know. Some dude. Who did say that? I don't remember. No, obviously the Jazz aren't a great team, so this is what they should do. But his first game is a Laker. But what are your guys' early thoughts? 10 years from now, what do you think Luka's legacy will be in the purple and gold?
Okay. Lakers are a lucky franchise, by the way. They've gotten Magic, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, AD, and now Luka. Man. And on top of that, you have Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
You have Phil Jackson. You have that bum that
don't say his name.
You had that bum that bench Kobe Bryant that one year.
Okay.
That freaking Dale Harris crap, that made me so mad. But you know what? Now you got JJ Redick. Skipping that guy's name. I'm skipping on that guy.
Yeah, don't say the other guy's name, please.
So I think if he stays healthy, I think in my opinion, he's better than Jokic in my opinion. Because Luka's just a dog, man. I mean, I've seen this guy carry Jalen Brunson, no one knew who he even was until Luka came into the part of the league. And I bet he took and Jokic, by the way, in 2022, Jamal Murray was out. He couldn't even carry over Draymond Green and the Warriors that year. That's number one. I think Luka will probably be. I think he actually will have maybe a statue, maybe a jersey retirement number. I think they're gonna sign him a long-term deal this year, next year. I mean, and I think Luka is a winning chip again with the Lakers. If he gets in really good shape, it's over for the league. It's over for the league, man. Even when he's out of shape, he's averaging 28 points per game. By the way, when he's out of shape. So imagine if he gets in shape, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think he will on the Lakers. I think that they'll condition him really well.
But no, I think this is really cool to see, and I think it's really cool it's really awesome for Luka, for his legacy. You know, I mean, for him to play alongside LeBron, I mean, I think that's going to be a crazy duo. And then you throw AR in the mix, but I think for Luka, 10 years down the road, who knows what basketball look like at that point, but
Yeah.
I think that this will be awesome for Luka. I think that he could, like Trey said, retire his jersey as a Laker. I don't know. There's so much that we don't know what could happen, but I think for Luka that this is really cool, and I think it'll be really good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think that he could end up. I think he's definitely gonna have his number retired. They retire anyone's number nowadays. Like if you played like 10 years, you pretty much get your number retired. So I have no doubt 77 will be hanging in the rafters, but I think he will earn it. I think he will win multiple championships as a Laker. I think he'll win multiple MVPs as a Laker. Guys, he's 25. He's got a long, long career ahead of him. He's going to be able to learn under LeBron in terms of staying in shape and always being prepared. He'll be able to do that. So I think my early thoughts are, I mean, he could win a championship as early as this year, but I definitely think he'll win at least 2 with the Lakers. And yeah, I think he could potentially have a statue. I don't know. It takes a lot to have a statue outside, the crypt now. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe they will. And they should put one of LeBron too, because everyone told me LeBron's the GM. Because every time a bad trade happens, it's LeBron's fault. But every time a good trade happened, it's Rob Pelinka's. He actually did it. So according to everyone else, LeBron is actually the one that traded for Luka because he's the GM, right? That's what I don't know. Maybe
Here's LeBron, man. They blame him for everything. He can never get credit.
I don't actually know, but all I know is that this team's good, and Luka. He's Aunt Edward's daddy. He's SGA's daddy. He's my daddy. So yeah, I love Luka. Let's go, LA Lucas. Let's go.
Man, I just can't believe I can't believe it happens still. I can't.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. It's weird seeing him playing.
And maybe it was just the Mavs that are just so toxic and that can't make him really do anything he wants to do because of the GM ownership. Mark Cuban leaving probably ruined it for him. So
yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's why he was out of shape because Mark Cuban selling that stock. Probably like, you know what? I hate being here.
Yeah, I don't know. But
maybe AD hates it just as much because he injured himself on the first game.
That was so sad. He injured himself on the first game. He's out indefinitely too. It's just, prayers up for AD. That genuinely does suck. I love AD. I did. He's won a championship with the Lakers. He he was one of the only guys who was like, I want the pressure of playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
Nobody else wanted that pressure of coming
Yeah.
along. Like just being next to him, being on the same team adds so much pressure. Because if you lose, everyone calls you stupid and you're gonna get traded. LeGian's gonna trade you because he played horrible. And he was one of the only guys who was like, I want to play with him. And
Right.
he will forever. I will never talk bad about AD. I will always root for him. And he's an incredible basketball player. He had 24 and 13 at halftime before he hurt himself in this first game. So prayers up to AD. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery and comes back healthier and is able to lead the Mavs to at least a playoff berth. So I hope so. Real quickly here, we're going to talk a little bit about golf. Trey really, really, really wants to talk about Scotty Scheffler because he like, if you even mention anyone in the same sentence as Tiger Woods, he gets really angry, which is fair. So the Waste Management Open happened, and the last round, Scotty Scheffler had an oopsies, and he kind of played his way out of contention. So Trey,
Okay. Hey, dude. Here's the deal. I kept hearing, Tiger, he'll run it four majors in a row like Tiger Woods does. It's kind of like Mahomes and Brady, dude. That is straight up blasphemy, dude.
He's so mad. I knew he was mad.
I heard people where I work at saying, "Oh, Scotty Scheffler is better than Tiger Woods, man. Tiger Woods probably destroy him." I knew it was crazy too. I saw a post one time on social media that said that compared the next GOAT between football and basketball and golf.
Mm-hmm.
They put Scotty Scheffler as the GOAT in golf. And whoever made that should be in prison right now. But prime Tiger Woods. Here's the deal. It's kind of what Nick said about LeBron and Brady and Jerry Rice. People are so used to excellence in the sports that we're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and compare them. You know, to the next GOAT status. Look at Mahomes right now. He had a meltdown in Superbowl last night, and he's having a meltdown his first 3 tournaments as a pro this year and alone. This time last year he was winning like crazy.
Yeah.
And he probably had one of the greatest seasons of all time in the PGA Tour. One of the greatest seasons of all time. Look what happened this year. Here's the deal. We're so used to seeing Tiger. Here's the deal. I don't know what Tiger was. Tiger Woods' excellence will never be matched again. Tiger won 4 majors in a row. In the year from 97 to 2009, a 13-year streak of world number 1. Top of that, every tournament he went in, people feared him. They were intimidated by him. Playing a final round with him, you see people literally have a breakdown and meltdown, and he just wins. You know, Tiger Woods was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
It's baloney that people compare this guy to Tiger Woods. If you think that then you know what, you should never talk sports ever again. That's the case, because that's baloney that you said that. But people say that. But you know what, Tiger excellence will never be matched ever again. I heard about Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau. Look at them now. Rory hasn't won a major in 10 years. Sorry, Nick. Scotty hasn't won since 2020, since the 2024 Masters at all. Brooks Koepka hasn't won since 2022. Part of that hasn't won in 5 years. Part of that tournament he won. So I'll compare the people to Tiger Woods, dude. Jordan Spieth hasn't won a major since I was like in 7th grade. So there you go.
Yeah. By the way, Jackson Hayes just caught back-to-back lobs, one from LeBron, one from Luka. Sorry, Jackson, I didn't know you were actually a hooper. But yeah, no, I don't. Golf's hard. I have meltdowns every time I play golf, so it just happens, man.
It's because people were so used to seeing Tiger Woods win all the time in his prime, and they're comparing these stupid people to Tiger Woods that had like really no. I mean, yeah, no one's perfect in golf, but this guy was really perfect in golf.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just they just did the thing. It happened to
Hey,
Jordan
Brady Mahomes,
Spieth.
man.
It happened to Jordan Spieth. Like you just get you compare it to Tiger Woods too early. So
And
yeah,
look what
I mean,
happened.
I don't know. Jaden, do you just think Trey wanted to add that because he's angry?
I think Trey just wanted to add that.
Because man's annoying, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. No, I get it. But yeah. And speaking of Tiger, he did withdraw from the Genesis. He's still processing the loss of his mother. So prayers up to him, man. Like for real, that's horrible. He's now lost both of his parents. So just keep Tiger Woods in your prayers. I know he'll come back. He'll come back strong and ready to go. But yeah, he's definitely probably working through a lot. So the Genesis without Tiger feels weird, but I get it. I
It's
get
just
it.
he'll be there at press conference. That's it.
Yeah, I get it, but it's probably near impossible to go out there and focus on golf like while you're mourning the loss of a parent. So yeah,
I don't know.
golf's already hard enough. So
I don't know how you did in 2005 in the Open, bro. Like that guy.
yeah,
his
it was just he doesn't have anything left to prove. Maybe if it was a major, he might have played still, but since it's just a normal tournament and not just withdraw, man. I get it. I totally get it. So prayers up to Tiger. We're hoping he's able to get through this tough time. But yeah, guys, that wraps us up today. We talked all but 20 minutes of this pod was exclusively Super Bowl talk. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weeks. Hopefully this episode will be out Wednesday. I don't know why I'm saying that at the very end. Like, who cares? But you'll literally be watching it when you watch it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and be on the lookout for the next episode. And yeah, have fun watching this Luka LeBron AR team up that I'm told won't work. So yeah, have fun watching that. I'm going to watch it right now. So I'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys next week on our regularly scheduled episode. So we'll see you guys then. Peace out.